Hey, Mr. Soul Mason, buddy, what's up? When you said remote viewing in your last video and you were talking about, I don't know, it got me thinking about this soul trap that I know is around the planet, right? It's like this grid, it's like magnetic, really, really, really advanced technology. I want to say some sort of a battle took place and something was given up, and there's this grid around the planet, and literally I would explain it like a bunch of souls that are lost, upset, angry, confused, and what it seems like is this big oscillating like energetic machine that literally takes the soul and fragments it, or takes all the energetic benefit of it, and then some sort of like mirror almost reflects the light of that soul back down to the planet in like some sort of a recycling system of the soul, but it takes it and literally splits the soul some way. I mean, this technology must be, I mean, for something to be able to tamper with like the holiest of holies, like for something to be able, the soul is what I would think is something that, at the creator's level, this is untouchable and should never be able to be trapped or stuck against its will in any way. And I do think that there's a way to get past it, I go back to like ancient Egypt, and actually like the direction of the body and the angle at which the soul comes out, like a 45-degree angle, spirals out, and there actually is like a lifeline, you would call it, or some group that can actually help souls get beyond this. I especially think the souls that are more aware or more enlightened before they pass, and they're not chaotic and they're not confused and they kind of know what's going on, like they have, I don't know, I don't want to say like a better chance of getting through that, but maybe something like that. Anyway, I feel like you would know about this because I feel like it's like a big thing, and that nothing gets past it, and it's almost like a very hopeless situation almost. Also, another thing I wanted to bring up is the financial situation. I feel like there's going to be one big situation that we're going to have to go through, and that is going to be the financial system coming to a halt. And I don't see it as like a slow grind, I see it as like a halt, stop. And I think that's why it's really important for us to remember about possessions. It's important for us to get to a point where we don't need anything or want anything. We just honor what is, and we appreciate all the things that are physical, that give us experiences, but it's important for us not to feel ownership of anything or anybody. And right now I feel like the best gift anybody can have is the gift of knowing they don't want anything or need anything, because when this happens, the more people that are aware and understand that the highest level of expression from the heart is gratitude. And you can show that with money. If somebody's doing something for you that you really appreciate, and you want to show them gratitude with cash or whatever. But when it comes down to me paying for a service, I'm literally losing. Like, if somebody's doing something for me and I pay them $50, then they come up 50 and I go down 50, and that completely stops the appreciation right in its tracks, and it completely halts the ability to feel that highest. I mean, because that literally is what the source, God, creator, the rest of you, the bigger picture, is literally what that is. I mean, if you want to feel God in your heart at any time, just find something that you have and be grateful for it at the highest level that you can be, even if it's just getting in your car in the morning and being super grateful that you have that option, and that's in your life. And or if it's just your health or your kids' health, just be super grateful for it. and just feel like right in the middle of your chest this light feeling of weightlessness, because right in that moment you cannot feel anything else besides pure unconditional love when you have this gratitude. And we're robbing ourselves of that every time we pay for something or charge somebody for something. And this is something we're going to have to go through as a collective as we get out of this monetary system, to the point where we have a society ran where everybody does a little bit, and even the people that don't do anything in it, we have to respect that and understand that every bit is a part of the balance and a part of the creation. And we don't really know everything about everyone, and if we don't know their stories, and it's very important we don't just let a small few bunch of people that might be lazy wreck the experience for everything else. We just have to honor it, appreciate it, and always be coming from a place of appreciation. And the more people we can get to understand this, because if you look at the Dow Jones lately, it's been getting a lot of movement. Like George Soros has been pulling tons of money out of there, and you guys need to understand how this is going to work, right? There's going to come a point where these big players are going to understand that the amount of liquid cash that's actually in there and extractable can only go so high. And I'm thinking that's going to be right around 29, 30,000, whatever it is per share, up there somewhere. I think that's the right number, 29 or 30. And once it gets to that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see everything just get pulled out, because that's literally when they know the interest doesn't matter. That's funny money. It's not going to get any higher, and they pull that plug. And that's when that's when we're gonna have to show a behavior like never before. Instead of all panicking, instead of everybody coming to this panic that we're all doomed, remember, every single thing we have the capability of doing today, right now, if the money wasn't here, we could still do all that, because it's not the money that's actually doing anything, it's us. The money doesn't fly the plane, the pilot does. The money doesn't build the plane, we do. The money doesn't pave the road, we do. The money doesn't grow the food, the sun does. All the stuff that's here is valid to be here with or without this construct of money, which is just sort of a promissory note of energy. If somebody says, hey, if you would pay for 8 hours of attention or energy into this task, I will reimburse you this much money, and then you get that money, and that's like an agreed note that everybody agrees is valuable, and you just basically traded that amount of energy and time from you and got it given back to you in the form of money that you can exchange for other energy. Like, so I put 8 hours into paving a road, and then I can go to the grocery store and give them that energy that I have for the energy that they use to stock the shelves and bag the groceries and all that stuff. So it's just like this big recycling of money that goes on. But when somebody gives you $50 and you come up and they come down, and there's that appreciation level that we're missing out on. And I'm pretty sure that it's very important for us to get as sovereign as possible by 2020. Like, get your people, get your tribe, get familiar with the earth, get familiar with the ground, get familiar with the weather, get familiar with everything you can. And it's not, don't be scared. I mean, don't come at it in any sort of a fearful way, because you literally, you are God, you are the creator. I mean, this is an experience that you chose to have, and as long as you follow your heart, you're never going to be in the wrong place. You're never going to be in harm's way if you're always following your guidance, right? Like, we didn't come all this way and learn all this information just to get smoked in the very beginning. Like, we're obviously supposed to lead from the front and bring people and the planet into this smoothly as possible. But I definitely see this as a form of unbalanced energy that we're going to have to balance out, and it can be done very smoothly or it can be done very roughly. I mean, worst case scenario, we get into a third world war, who knows? Best case scenario, everybody just stops panicking and says, you know what, everything we need to do, everything we need to survive, we can do easily if we just come together. I mean, we got to do it. We got to figure out a way to do that, because that is what we need to come to. All is self. And when we realize that we're all one mind, capable of anything that's conceivable. We've just been slowed down. I mean, we should be way out in the stars and the cosmos by now. We should be doing all sorts of stuff, and we just were never given all the options. I mean, we have free will, but what good is free will and choice if you don't have all the choices? And I think once a few people understood that we were not given all the choices is when the signal got put out that we wanted to have those choices, and we wanted to go through this ascension, and we wanted to come to this discovery, because there's also no other discovery like the Creator completely experiencing itself from a level of not even knowing, from a level of being like number 10 on the Sephora, just on the tree of life, all the way at the bottom, earth, solid shit, material, completely asleep, completely unaware of everything, coming all the way into this God self-realization. And I think that's a very special individual experience for the Creator to have through each person, which is why the universe has this vested interest in us forgetting completely, diving into that dark black womb and coming out completely not knowing your memories, not knowing anything about what you are and who you are, but the map is always inside, which is why we always know how to get back, and that's how we always have that connection. And as long as we can make that connection while we're here, everything works out, yo. So anyway, I know I made this kind of longer than I wanted to, but yeah, if you could touch on the soul trap thing, if you know anything about it, and then also what your thoughts are on this financial situation, because today and yesterday I kind of got, when the communication comes to you that you're supposed to start working towards a certain direction, and that has come to me for sure. It resonates, and it's just something I know that we're gonna have to deal with as a collective. So get good at figuring out how to appreciate things and do them out of the kindness of your heart, because that's gonna be the lesson coming up here, is learning how to just give and love each other. And I think if we do that, we're unstoppable.